This video was sponsored by Delete Me. If Brad Pitt wants you to send him $98,000, don't do it. I'm about to talk about some deepfakes, some AI face swapping, and what you need to know to make sure your privacy is protected and you don't get ripped off. I am former CIA officer Jason Hanson. I do a bunch of privacy consulting, security consulting, and a buddy of mine says to me, and I had not heard about this one. He said, "Did you hear the Brad Pitt story?" I said, "No." He said, I think it was a woman in the UK, was on a dating site. Brad Pitt happened to be on this dating site, Brad Pitt, and he needed knee surgery, and she sent him $98,000 for this knee surgery. Now, as you can imagine, it wasn't Brad Pitt, and that $98,000 vanished, and that guy on the dating site who pretended to be Brad Pitt was a long, long gone. He's probably in his Nigerian prince castle right now. So, like, use common sense, people. I realize some of the stuff we're going to talk about is harder, but again, if George Clooney, Brad Pitt, I'm trying to think of the Julia, how can I think of Julia's last name? What's Julia? Roberts, thank you. Why was I freezing on Julia Roberts' last name? If Julia Roberts, if Claudia Schiffer, if Cindy Crawford is on the dating sites and needs $98,000 for a surgery, don't send it to him. Okay, so what is this video? Well, this is a news video. We're gonna watch a little bit of it right here.
This is an artificial intelligence to steal money from you or steal money in your name by using videos known as deep fakes.
Tonight, super investigator Steve Spracia digs deeper into this disturbing trend.
We all have lots of video images floating around in cyberspace, usually on social media platforms. And up till now, you could confidently say it was your image, embarrassing or not. But now scammers are reproducing your video image for nefarious purposes.
Digital identities are worth more.
Okay, so what they're doing thanks to AI is deepfakes are better, and they're doing face swapping too. So what does that mean? You can take somebody's body, pick anybody on the planet, put your face on it or somebody else's face, and it looks so good. It looks 100% believable. But what they're doing with this is the deepfakes is, again, they're not trying to like create some funny video where they put your face on and it's you dancing when it's really Mariah Carey's body or whomever. They're using it to steal money, obviously. Yes, they're using it for dating sites, so they can, put some beautiful woman on there and put a face on it or put her face on there and try and scam men. But also now they're trying to use it to get past government filters. So what do I mean by that? Well, hey, we need to send you a picture of your ID with your face so that we can verify X, Y, or Z. So they're trying to go to more, not just rip off people on dating sites, but go more the government route and putting their face on some of your documents or your body or your whatever. And let's watch some of the ways they're doing this right now.
More than a pound of gold right now, because your identity allows you to access virtually every system in the world.
Let's show you a real-life example of a deep fake. This fellow with the glasses, he's not real.
It works like magic. I mean, I can nod my head, I can wiggle my head, I can blink my eyes.
A Nigerian group is using this technology with romance scams. It blows through the systems.
Add a little voice cloning and the deep fake will fool a romance scam victim. But romance scams aren't the extent of this criminal fraud.
Government developed a standard with NIST called IAL2. And what it requires is a likeness test. So you got to show, say, a license, and then you got to do a video of yourself. And what the criminals have figured out how to do using artificial intelligence and machine learning is to duplicate your face.
The criminals are using these deep fakes to steal everything from unemployment benefits to your tax refund.
There is
All right, so as you just said, I mentioned earlier, they're now doing AI face swapping. So maybe you've had to do one of the things where you verify your identity, where you have to, hey, you've got to be in front of the camera, you got to hold your driver's license up, make sure it matches. Well, they can do the face swap and make it match when it's really them. So they showed that Nigerian guy who looked like he was some older bald white guy, and he moves his head and it moves around. Well, they can do the same thing where they can get the license, they can take all the information, they can face swap it, and that's how good they are. So how do you protect yourself? Well, one, make sure for finance reasons is that you have a credit freeze. Make sure there's a credit freeze on Experian, TransUnion, Equifax. That way, if they're trying to use this to go open a bank account or get a car loan or get a mortgage or whatever, if your credit's frozen, they can't do it. I've had my credit frozen for 20 plus years. These days, back in the day, I had to mail stuff in to get it frozen. These days, you just go online and freeze it. So that is an absolute no-brainer. Please freeze your credit. Number two, what you want to do is you want to use some online privacy service. There's a bunch out there, but I'm going to tell you the one I like real quick because obviously Obviously, personal information is everywhere. You've got to protect yourself. So the place or the company that I use is called Delete Me, and they provide an awesome service that helps you safeguard your identity. They're a sponsor of this video, but they provide an awesome service that safeguards your identity by removing your personal data from numerous online databases and people's search sites. So it gives you a bunch of peace of mind knowing that your address, your phone number, and other sensitive information is being actively removed from the web. So they don't just do like a one-time sweep, which is super important. They continuously monitor and remove your data to ensure there's ongoing protection. And that's what you need. You need continuous monitoring in this day and age, which is why I use Delete Me. And their masking tools for email and phone offer an additional layer of security against unwanted contact. So if you want a good way to enhance your online security, I definitely recommend Delete Me. And for my audience, they're offering a special 20% discount. So go to joindeleteme.com/Hanson. And remember, you've got to be 18 years or older to use it, but definitely get Delete Me because you've got to have that continuous monitoring. So number 1, freeze your credit. Number 2, get Delete Me, protect your online privacy. And number 3, remember, if it's too good to be true, think before you act. So like the romance scam that is still going on like crazy, if somebody wants you to give them money, no. It never happens. And if you're giving somebody money, like if your loved one or relative needs you to give you money in an emergency, meet them in person. Because these guys can face swap. They can clone voices so good these days that if you get a call from your husband or wife or daughter that says, you know, hey, there's an emergency, I need you to bring me $15,000 in cash and meet me at the post office or, you know, whatever. It's like, wait a minute, what's going on here? And there are many scams where this has happened and they say, hey, I need $15,000 in cash, but I need you to meet this guy named Joe. He's going to be in a red baseball cap. It's like, wait a minute. I'm meeting some stranger. I don't know this guy from Adam. I'm going to give him $15,000. I don't think so. So use common sense. The scammers put pressure on you, meaning they say, it's an emergency. Your husband's going to die in 30 seconds if you don't give me $15,000 in cash. No, you say, let me talk to my husband, but remember, it could be a scam, and then you verify it. Hey, honey, where do we have our first date? Even if they get that right, I'm still not giving a stranger the money. Even if they know the answer 100%, I'm still saying, okay, we're gonna meet in person before I hand anybody cash. Too many scams out there. Protect your identity, freeze your credit, remember face swapping that happens far too often, and you've gotta do these things. We live in a crazy and unpredictable world, and you've gotta protect your privacy much more. Be vigilant, do what Reagan said, trust but verify for everything. Okay, that's it. I'm out of here, I gotta run.